Let's go to the full and narrated chapter of One Piece 1107 after the opening. Hello everyone, So&D here in the voice. Welcome to the channel, and before the content of this video, don't forget to leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell. That way you won't miss anything. And without further ado, let's get into the content of this video. Title: I've been looking for you. On the cover, we see Beppo, who is a bit upset to see Law lying on a tiger's belly. Pages 1 and 2. Initial text. Giants are a big problem. The chapter begins showing the giants, Dory and Brogy, exactly from where 1106 left off. Presentation box. Vice Captain of the Giant Warrior, Pirates Brogy, the Red Ogre. Presentation box. Co-Captain of the Giant Warrior, Pirates Dory, the Blue Ogre. Brogy says, Oimo, Kashi. Dory says, take the others and swing around the sides, sink any ship you see, and watch out for those cannons. Presentation box. Warrior Pirate Kashi. Kashi says, Roger that, Captain. Presentation box. Warrior Giants, Oimo. Oimo says, all right, you bastards, let's go. Presentation box. The Giant Warrior Pirates. While we see many other giants appearing, Marines shout, countless members of their old crew have also been spotted. What do they want? The fabled Giant Warrior Pirates are here. Where have they been all these years? We've got confirmed sighting of both Brogy the Red Ogre and Dory the Blue Ogre. Page 3. Marines continue shouting. The giant pirates made landfall, blast them to smithereens. We see the giants destroying several ships, explosions everywhere. Then we see Usopp using his binoculars to see what's happening. Usopp says with teary eyes, my masters. Page 4. Usopp says, but what are they doing here? Master Brogy, Master Dory. Nami, who is next to Usopp, along with Chopper and Edson. I can see Oimo and Kashi too. I bet they went to Little Garden to pick up their leaders. Chopper, all smiles, says, Oimo, Kashi. Still crying, Usopp says, that's gotta be it. Man, I was worried. I bet they went to Little Garden too. I thought we might not see them in Elbaf. Then we see a quick flashback. Narrator's text. A refresher on the Giant Warrior Pirates long ago. The world was terrorized by this formidable group led by co-captains Dory and Brogy. Their crew would disband after they got into a certain quarrel. Luffy and the gang helped them out when their century-long duel came to an end. Later on, while storming a different island, they would encounter and befriend Oimo and Kashi, a pair of giants who set out to check on their captains. Returning, Edson says, looks like they're really giving it to those Marines. I can't believe y'all know each other. They must have come a-running after hearing the news. Everything a refresher on the Giant Warrior Pirates. Looks like they're really, how's that possible? Back long ago, the world was terrorized by this formidable group, led by co-captains Dory and Brogy. Their crew would disband after they got into a certain quarrel. They must have come. The Navy marshaled a ton of manpower for this operation. It's no wonder it'd make the papers. But I reckon the headlines must be painting M in a good light. So this is big news already. I guess that makes sense. Page 5. Usopp, still crying a lot, says, they came to help us get out of here. We gotta hurry and finish our prep. They didn't come here to wage war. Ring, ring. The Denden Mushi rings. While we see the Sunny still sliding through the ice clouds, Nami-san, it's Brook. Nami says, Brook, where are you? Lilith shouts, close. Brook says, while having tea, very close, but we won't be able to stop for tea. Lilith says, while slapping the bony one, we need to stop. If we fly off the edge, we'll be fried by the barrier. She then picks up the phone and says, hello, this is Lilith. This numbskull really is brainless. We can't afford to dilly-dally. so pay attention. Then we see Jinbei, who is flying using the glider on his feet. He says, "Sounds like they're getting fired up. We need to be ready to leave at a moment's notice. This isn't the time to be picking fights. We need to be ready to leave at a..." Zoro. Page 6. After saying this, the scene changes to Zoro and Rob Lucci's fight. We hear clashes in the background. Breathless, Zoro says, "Pant, pant. You're pretty tough, but I'm in a hurry. It's time to wrap this up." Also breathless, Rob Lucci says, "Only the winner gets to talk like that, Raranoa. Your crew's waiting for you, right? You're just a burden at this point. Those fools will never make it if they can't cut off the arm to save the body. Giving up now would be doing them a favor. Waiting for a corpse is pointless after all." Zoro says, "It almost sounds like you think you're the one in control of this fight." Rob Lucci. Page 7. The scene changes, and we see a laser exploding a ship. They are the pacifistas. Someone says, "Damage report." Roughly 30 of our small to medium-sized ships have been sunk. With no signs of it stopping, we see that it's that vice admiral with many chins. He says, "Pull back all smaller vessels and lead with the battleships. We can't afford to leave an opening." Ba-bang! "Yes, sir." Vice Admiral Red King. This is a pitiful sight. Page 8. Red King continues saying, "To think we Marines have to fire on our own weapons." While we see some PXs being exploded, the scene returns to the main stage. Luffy says, "Hey Bonnie," pages 9 and 10, "what's with the waterworks?" Bonnie says, "Why wouldn't I be crying, you idiot? I've been looking for you for so long." Luffy says, "But I've been here the whole time." Bonnie says, "Sure, but I didn't know you were Nika." Luffy says, "Nika? What's that?" Luffy says, "Oh yeah. What's the deal with that flimsy punch you tried to throw earlier? I was going for a big, rubbery attack like you. If it's so flimsy, why don't you show me how it's done?" Luffy's eyes pop when he sees Vegapunk injured on the ground. "What the heck?" Vegapunk. Bonnie points to Saturn and says, "Give that old windbag a good one for Vegapunk. Then we can get out of here." Saturn says, "None of you filthy cockroaches have a right to live now." Luffy says, "You're wrong, all right, Bonnie. Sounds like a plan." Luffy shouts, "Booming dawn." Gatling. In a beautiful scene to watch, several punches from Luffy crush Saturn's face. Page 11. Saturn spits blood, while Bonnie, Vegapunk, and Kuma look up. Once again showing a panel of Kuma, he must be conscious, witnessing all of this. In Luffy's final punch, Saturn flies away against the buildings. We see Frankie, who says, "You're gonna have to use those legs if you want to get out of here, Bonnie." Bonnie says, "Let's go, Vegapunk." Vegapunk says, "Go on without me, Bonnie. I've been a doctor for long enough to know that if I move now, I'll die." Bonnie says, "What?" Page 12. Then we see Kizaru, who appears ready to shoot a laser at Vegapunk and Bonnie. Kizaru says, "You guys will die the same way. Give up." But then Sanji steps in front and blocks the laser. We see that Kizaru is amazed by this. Frankie also looks scared, with that face like Enel says, "What the? How? That was a freaking laser!" Sanji, who now has his eyebrow inverted, says, "Light doesn't hold a candle to love." Kizaru says, "If that's true, they'll have to scrap the physics books and start from scratch." Page 13. Atlas, who is carrying Kuma on his back, says, "Let's go." To the northeast port, Frankie, carrying Bonnie, says, "Yes." We see Kizaru, who says, "Well, I'm in a real pickle now. They'll expect me to at least bring back your heads after all this." Luffy laughs. "Ah, ha, 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 ha." Sanji says, while putting a cigarette in his mouth, "You'd better start drafting an apology letter for them." Then the scene changes, and we see Saturn thrown in the debris and a woman's shoe. Step. A voice says, "Well, well." It's not every day you see one of the 5 elders down in the dirt. We see a questioning look on Saturn. Page 14. We see that the woman is Katarine Devon. She says, my, look at you. Just what kind of delicious power do you have? Muho. Ho, hoo. To think an elder would come down to the surface and bless us with his presence. It's unheard of, but it sure made our job a hell of a lot easier. Devon touches Saturn and says, mission complete. We see that Van Augur is also there. Presentation box. 3rd commander of the Blackbeard pirates. Van Augur, warp fruit. Presentation box. Commander of the 6th ship of the Blackbeard pirates. Katarina Devon. Dog fruit. Model 9. Tails. Saturn says, what business do you have here? Katarina Devon. I'm surprised. A level 6 escapee like you would choose the life of a subordinate. Devon says, teach is special. Page 15, Saturn says, as is his lineage. So you know about that? Your crew is always up to something. What do you hope to get out of these stunts? Augur says, the world. We see a disapproving look from Saturn. He tries to attack them, but both disappear. Page 16. We see Augur and Devon leaving. Augur says, let's be off then. Devon says, we're still on the island. Couldn't you have warped us any further? Augur says, I haven't mastered it yet. Someone then shouts, wait a second, please. Supersonic Van Augur, Maiden Hunter Katarina Devon. We see that it's Caribou. The chapter ends with him saying, I'm a pirate like you. My name's Caribou. I've been looking for you guys forever. Sorry. I meant to say forever. I set sail because I wanted to be a great man, just like him. He's my idol, my hero. I've always dreamed of being a lackey on Commodore Teach's crew. It's all I've ever wished for. Please take me to meet him. These were the complete and narrated chapter. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell. Until next time. And thanks.